Amsoil Speedway, June 19th, 2015. Rolling out our third feature of the night. This in our Wissota late models, Jerry.
Yes, it is, and I'm glad to see they're gonna do some misting on the track before we get these guys out there. You know, if there's any dust in the area, those cars will suck it up underneath and blow it out the back. It's pretty awesome, but hard to see when you're following them. And I think we're going to see a nice feature here. These guys are usually pretty good, don't usually end up bending each other up too much, but it'll be interesting to see. We have not seen Pat Dorr on this racetrack in quite some time, so it'll be really nice to see what he can do.
And bragging rights for a couple of weeks because these boys are off here tomorrow, or next Friday night.
Yeah.
Because of the Advantage RV Modified Series coming to town. So the late model is getting the night off next Friday night. Let's set the starting grid for you. First of all, on the pole in the throwback colors from Hibbing, the number 23, that is Kyle Peterlin. Alongside of him from Pengilly, Minnesota, in the 71, that is Zach Wohlers. Row 2 to the inside in black, the number 31 of Travis Budaslavich, comes from Minneapolis. And alongside of him, the veteran Tim McMahon from Duluth, the white 11D. Row number 3 to the inside, Aaron Lillo comes into tonight as your points leader, the UPI 2 from Proctor. He's alongside of Pat Dorr, the veteran from New Richmond, in the number 11. Row 4 to the inside, doing double duty tonight, the number 44 of Daryl Nelson from Hermantown. He'll line up alongside of Steve Larson from Cumberland, Wisconsin, in the 19. Row number 5 to the inside, Todd Gale in the orange number 71. Alongside of the White Lightning will be Jeff Massengill from Keewatin, Minnesota, in the 6M. Row 6, it's Harry Hansen from Eveleth in the 7, and Greg Hill from Eveleth in the 8. Row number 7, it's Terry Lillo from Duluth in the UPI, and alongside of him will start Trevor Wilson, the blue number 87 from Superior. Row number 8, Robbie Cooper from South Range in the 7C, alongside of Dave Essie from Cloquet in the black 21. There's Cooper. He'll move up a couple of spots here in a moment. The back line will consist of Tim Lillo's 42 car, just one out of the picture. He's from Superior. And Corey Jorgensen from Hermantown had the damage in the heat race earlier. I do not see him out there for the call on this one. The 16 car from Hermantown, but Jorgensen took that hard hit after a great early few laps in his late model heat, but unfortunately got caught up, the victim of a pass in traffic. Daryl Nelson and Todd Gale got on either side of him, and as they were trying to get by, contact put Jorgensen into the wall nose first kind of hard back in the entrance to turn number 3. Coming into tonight, Jerry, and of course we're very early in the season, so point standings are not a significant issue at this time. Aaron Lillo, as we mentioned, the points leader. Travis Budaslavich came into tonight second in points. Chris Olson not with us this evening, the fast young racer from Hibbing, but Tim McMahon, Terry Lillo making up the top 5. And of course, Aaron Lillo and Terry Lillo, son and father combination, as you talked about earlier.
Yes, sir. And we've had some really good late model races here. Our numbers are growing in this class, and
nice to see more than a dozen cars out there on a Friday night.
Yep, it is that.
18 cars registered for action tonight, 17 starting this one. And they will go 25 laps. Kyle Peterlin, who could really use a feature win sticker on that old paint job, taking it from the pole, bringing him around for your Wissota late model feature. Zach Wohlers very fast on the start, taking the early advantage in the 71. Pat Dorr with a split the difference move. The 11 with a red stripe moving in a third spot. Behind him, 3 wide. Aaron Little with an inside move. Nice job against Travis Vudaslavic to get by, or at least try to get by. That's for fourth. Dorr downstairs getting by Peterlin. Peterlin with trouble in that 23 up on the high side. He'll lose a couple of spots. Wohler's trying to run away now, and Dorr is in hot pursuit. Aaron Little sitting in the number 3 spot. He's got Peterlin trying to recover in that 23 car, trying to sweep around the outside in turn 4. Behind them, Daryl Nelson sitting in 5th. These guys getting down the straightaway, that speed's nearing 90 miles an hour, over 90 miles an hour before they get to the corners. And Wohlers is going to need all 90 miles an hour to stay in front of Dorr. Nelson got a slide job move on Willow just a moment ago, and now a caution flag is out for Dave Essie's number 21 car, which is parked in a bad spot in turn number 4. That's the second time tonight that Essie's parked that pretty number 21 in a bad spot. This is either the one thing that Zach Wohlers didn't want to see or the one thing that Pat Dorr did want to see. What should he?
I think it's probably, it's 6 of one, half dozen
exactly.
the other. There you go.
There you
Depending
go.
on whose point of view you're subscribing to.
Looking
There
to
he
see
comes.
where Essie, there he is at the bottom of turn 4, just looped it.
And shot right
Just
off the
plain
track.
looped it. Not sure if there was any contact. The next car behind him, I believe, was Trevor Wilson's, number 87. But there would seem to be a lot of distance between the two. And as you see that car it's a self-cleaning racetrack. He just goes right up the hill.
Yeah.
The momentum just takes him right up the hill. Essie will go to the tail of the grid. He will be guilty of the stoppage. And being the gentleman that he is, the coach will head to the tail of the grid. Zach Wohlers, your leader. He has a fast start to this one. Zach Wohlers, the son of longtime veteran Pete Wohlers. Kyle Peterlin, Jerry mentioned. Larry Peterlin, his dad, the former racer. Pat Dorr opting for the outside. Second place runner has that choice. Another car restarting outside. Let's see if that's to his advantage as he gets a run off of turn 2. Got to look for a lane to get by Wohlers. Wohlers did a good job of taking up both of them. Wohlers very fast early. Peterlin, Nelson, now Aaron Little moving up. He is sitting in 5th. Here's Nelson to the inside of Dorr for 2nd. Nelson, Dorr, Peterlin in a bunch as they trail Wohlers in the battle for the 2 spot. Wohlers has opened up some distance on Nelson. And you're going to need all the room you can to stay ahead of that 44 and the 11. Contact coming off of turn 4. Peterlin and Dorr getting together for a moment. That's your battle for 3rd. Peterlin will clear Dorr. And Dorr is either having some problems or he's just trying to save some car for a late run. Tim McMahon now up to 5th. As position shuffle with every lap, Aaron Lillo, you see getting passed now by Travis Vudaslavic just a lap or 2 ago. He was running in the 5th spot. There's some trying the bottom, there's some running on the high side. Wohlers has put Tim Lillo a lap down now. And Lillo trying to stay out of the way of the faster traffic. Daryl Nelson will try to get by. Peterlin sitting in third, door fourth. There you see Lillo, the car, he has a lap down in that red 42. Peterlin getting by, slides up. Lillo trying to stay out of doors way coming off of turn 4. McMahon with a bobble. He's got some damage on the front end of that 11D car as he drops back a position. Maybe 2. Massengill has gotten by. So has Larson. That's for 5th and 6th. Wohlers doing something not many people have been able to do on this track in a late model, pulling away from Darrell Nelson. The lap traffic will be a factor. Wohlers needing to retain some composure. They are halfway through this one. Coming up on Robbie Cooper to put him a lap down. Wohlers has decided to change lane. Nelson is right there. Wohlers goes downstairs. Nelson just prefers to stay a little bit on the high side. Cooper will slide in between the two. Nelson's got to check up. That was close. That is your battle for the lead. Wohlers in the 71, Nelson in the 44. As they work their way through slower traffic, and Nelson certainly taking advantage. Nelson to the inside of a turn number 2. That is for the lead. Wohlers will clear him down the back straight with the momentum. 2 slower cars coming up to deal with. Wohlers continuing to hold the point. Nelson content to follow him for the time being until the hole opens up. That is Dave Essie's 21 car. Just ahead of them is Trevor Wilson. Wohlers and Nelson nose to tail as they try to get by. Not quite clearing Essie yet off of turn 2. But Wohlers staying upstairs. Nelson takes a peek. Not quite. Essie continuing to drive hard and make it tough on both of the leaders to get by. This has brought Peterlin in the 23, Dorr the 11, Massengill the 6. Now your top 5 are in a bunch. Nelson to the inside. Nelson with a slide move. Contact with Peterlin, or with Wohlers, and he will get into Peterlin, and around they go over the top of turn 4.